name's Token D Rock here with another stream. It is Wednesday, February 15, 9:21 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you're watching us live, crypto market cap sitting at $1.046 trillion. Bitcoin has seen some price action to the upside here in the past 24 hours. Right now, sitting at 22.7. ETH at 1576, BNB 303, Cardano 39 cents, 8.6 cents, Matic $1.27. We can see crypto across the board has gone up a little bit here in the past 24 hours. Taking a look at the DJI, we are red for the day, so to speak, on this opening candle. We went down roughly almost 200 points. Seems to be recovering for the time being. Headed over to the Bitcoin 1 minute chart. Can see that after a long period of boring price action, I believe this is what we saw um, leading into today. We had Bitcoin go up to 22.3, and again after a long slow trudge, Bitcoin finally found some volume, and that's why we're seeing Bitcoin above the line of support, right above 22.6. Right now, we're trading between that and 22.8. We do see a candle wick go as high as 22.9, but again, we'll see if the bulls still have it in them. Looking at the hourly chart, we can see that we're coming up on this line of support that was held just a few days ago before Bitcoin ultimately fell over for the time being. So we're trying to find support right around 22,750, and if we can do that, we can head higher. But we need to be prepared for the event of downside movement. Um, DXY seems to be on the up for the daily, still facing some struggle to clear 104. Again, if that heads higher, can anticipate stocks and crypto to get smashed as a result. Headed over to Twitter for some news. 1.4 billion adults are unbanked globally. Bitcoin is for everybody. Open global monetary network. That's what Bitcoin stands for. Breaking: El Salvador is opening the world's second Bitcoin embassy in Austin, Texas. I'm assuming this is after establishing the first one over in their native country of El Salvador. So good to see El Salvador making strides and moves even during the bear market. Singapore's biggest bank, DBS, reported an 80% surge in Bitcoin trading volume last year despite the bear market, which is pretty big considering it is Singapore's biggest bank. And this is a sign that institutions, even with all the volatility we're seeing, the pullbacks in the market, they're still piling in and they're buying the dip. Interactive Brokers has launched Bitcoin and crypto trading over in Hong Kong. This is a rather interesting development considering countries like the UK and the regulators are saying all Bitcoin ATM operators are currently illegal because none are registered, according to Cointelegraph. So interesting to see development over in a uh, communistic country, at least by today's standards. China's very communist. Um, Launching Bitcoin and crypto trading over in Hong Kong. Meanwhile, in the UK, regulators are claiming that ATMs are operating without being registered, and because as a result, they are illegal for not being registered. Binance CEO CZ from Binance says crypto industry will probably move to non-dollar stablecoins. So this comes after the latest issuance of the SEC to Paxos, which is the creator behind the BUSD stablecoin, along with Binance. SEC issued them an order to cease essentially distributing BUSD stablecoins. Does this spell trouble for Binance as a whole, the Binance Smart Chain Network? Personally, I think this will definitely devalued Binance Coin considerably. Probably could see BUSD be erased from existence at this point. I mean, considering everything going on, I don't think, though I do think Paxos will put in a good fight. I don't think they will be able to sway the SEC's minds regarding BUSD and that stable coin. So US SEC orders Circle to cease the sale of unregistered securities. If you're unaware, Circle is behind the stable coin known as USDC. Again, another crackdown on stable coins. Is this the what's the goal of the SEC here? Are they trying to clear the way for the digital dollar? Are they trying to more or less pick a stable coin in which they will sponsor or, coordinate with? Kind of interesting to point that out. Yes, the US is trying to make it incredibly difficult for crypto companies to operate, but there is an entire world out there. Moreover, the more pressure from centralized forces there are, the more it forces the crypto space as a whole to decentralize. It's all about perspective here. EMG, interesting comment here. Totally agree. For example, there's Africa, which is a relatively new market with huge potential. Bitcoin mining based on renewable energy is a great example of work that can be easily done better in Africa. Here we have another comment saying crypto is a force to be reckoned with. It literally can end financial crises. If more people are financially free, then it would be a difficult situation for the feds, and that is exactly why they're cracking down. So what do you guys think of this latest crackdown from the SEC? Do you disapprove of it all? Let me know down below in the comments section. On to Celsius Network. They put out a tweet just yesterday saying, as we continue to move closer to withdrawal reopening for distributable assets in certain custody accounts, Celsius beginning to notify eligible users of necessary steps to facilitate withdrawals. This is a step in the right direction, this is way, way too late by Celsius. I checked on my account, and roughly only $500 worth of my about 5 to 10K invested is going to make its way back into my bank account or my wallet or whatever. I'm hoping it's US dollars and not the token that I was holding, because that token has seen quite the beating. Again, not trying to give away who it is, but yeah, that token took a beating that I'm going to be supposedly reimbursed for. Small fraction of all the assets I had on there. I'm sure, like many other people, are probably pissed at this situation, but it is what it is. Hopefully, we take a smaller haircut with the deal regarding Voyager and Binance. Holy shit, people are going to lose so much money / crypto this time around. It's going to be super bad. This is just the first wave of deepfake and how realistic they're going to be in 3 to 6 months. Deepfake, we're not ready, neither is Twitter. How is this approved to be a promoted tweet? Shouldn't there be a vetting process at Elon Musk?
We are pleased to inform you that Ethereum 2.0 has completed its update successfully and has switched from proof of work to proof of stake algorithm. The transition will allow the network to process more transactions and will remove bottlenecks. Due to this boost to the network's throughput and yields from Ethereum staking, my team and I are launching a crypto event for all Ethereum holders and investors. Follow the link to participate. The event will last for 24 hours. Send 10 Ethereum and receive 20, an exchange made possible thanks to the new decentralized blockchain technology system that we developed with the Ethereum team. We are pleased.
Don't buy into that. That's a scam. Do not send 10 Ethereum to the wallet address that they're telling you to. You're not going to get 20 Ethereum, but pretty scary to see how realistic these deep fakes are just at this point in time. Scary to think about how realistic and how on par with the actual, person speaking that this technology is going to be in just a few months' time. Bit concerning, so don't buy into the scam. Avoid it at all costs. Wifey says all those factors that cause a bull market, they're not only stopping, they're reversing every one of them. We're in deep trouble, according to Stanley Druckenmiller, an accredited investor who's made quite the quite the money in the stock market and etc. I do think he is right in saying that we are no longer in a bull market. Things are reversing, and we need to prepare for what that entails. Over in Ohio, fishes are dying, animals are dying, East Palestine is dying, people are next, and the climate alarmists haven't said a single word. It was never about the environment. Was too dangerous to clean up the chemicals, so they decided to burn the chemicals, let the chemical cloud fall wherever, tell residents it was safe to go home, and then rely on media blackout to cover up their negligence. Is my understanding of what happened in East Palestine accurate? What do you guys think? Do you think this is a fair assessment? It definitely seems like a gross amount of negligence happening over in Ohio. Also, the situation, Houston, a truck over in Tucson, Arizona, overturned on Interstate I-10, and people are being warned to shelter in place. What the F is actually going on? How would you guys drive past this? Considering people are saying that hazmats are going to be required. So here, let's go over the details. Shelter in place has been issued due to hazardous toxic chemicals leaking. Currently, authorities have issued a hazmat alert, and a shelter-in-place warning is in fact for all individuals within a mile radius in Tucson, Arizona, after truck carrying hazardous materials overturns on the I-10 highway in Tucson, Arizona. So yeah, it seems like things like this are happening more and more often as time goes on. The media largely ignores stories like this, favoring sightings of UFOs and etc. UFOs being shot down. Focus on this distraction over here. Meanwhile, there's a burning building over here that you don't look at it, essentially. Oh my, France chance of let's get out of NATO, no planes, no tanks, no war. So we can see a large amount of people in France want peace. They don't want war to ensue with Russia because they understand the complications and the consequences of going down that route. Potentially hundreds, if not thousands or tens of thousands, or maybe even hundreds of thousands of French citizens will be called to arms to defend the EU, essentially, or NATO, if this war escalates. So that's why we have a large peaceful movement happening over in France, protesting the war. Hashtag alert. Norwegian intelligence confirmed that Russia has deployed tactical nuclear weapon armed vessels in the Baltic Sea, yet NATO sends tanks and contemplates jets to Ukraine. Are we underestimating Russia's willingness to use nuclear weapons? Are we underestimating Russia as a whole? I wholeheartedly agree. We definitely are underestimating the Russians' capabilities and what they can do with said nuclear armament. Here we have Antoine Moses, a 23-year-old tree planter from Quebec, Canada, set a world record by planting 23,060 trees in 24 hours. He's a real environmentalist, unlike those idiots who block motorways or spill milk in supermarkets. Remember the real heroes. This is one of them. It's actually making an effort to make a change in the right way, without affecting people at the supermarket, at the gas station, etc. Save money. Maybe you should just skip breakfast. If eggs are too expensive, just skip breakfast altogether. Don't eat anything. That's what idiots from the Wall Street Journal are promoting, essentially. This is a perfect tweet, says Michael Malice. The word has become common among far right groups. Experts say the word freedom It's supposedly by the CBC radio, a useful rallying cry for protesters that happen to quote unquote be far right groups. I guess if you stand in opposition against lockdowns, forced medical procedures, you're a far right winger. We have a clip of Elon Musk speaking out against the idea of world government at the World Government Summit and warns it could lead to civilizational collapse.
One
Play
thing I
the
should
clip.
say, I know this is called the World Government Summit, but I think we should be maybe a little concerned about actually becoming too much of a single world government. If I may say that we want to avoid creating a civilizational risk by having, frankly, this may sound a little odd, too much cooperation between governments. If you look at, say, at history and the rise and fall of civilizations, the really all throughout history, civilizations have risen and fallen, but it hasn't meant the doom of humanity as a whole, because there've been all these separate civilizations that were separated by great distances. And so, say like while Rome was falling, Islam was rising, and so you had like the sort of caliphate doing incredibly well while Rome was doing terribly. And that actually ended up being a source of preservation of knowledge and many scientific advancements. And so, I think we want to be a little bit cautious about being too much of a single civilization, because if we are too much of a single civilization, then if the whole thing may collapse. I'm obviously not suggesting war or anything like that, but I think we want to be a little bit wary of actually cooperating too much. It sounds a little odd, but we want to have some amount of civilizational diversity, such that if something does go wrong with some part of civilization, that the whole thing doesn't collapse.
I think he's got the right idea. I think cooperation between governments, while great on paper, heading towards a one world government, or the idea of a world government is rather detrimental to the species by and large. Like he says, while one empire is falling, another one is rising. Well, if we're all under one empire and it falls, who's going to pick up the pieces, so to speak? Who's going to rise from the ashes if we're all under the same umbrella government, so to speak? So that about does it for today's stream, you guys. So what do you guys think of the deep fakes? Is this something to worry about heading later into the year? How advanced is technology going to be? Let me know what you guys think down below. Questions, comments, concerns. If you enjoyed today's stream, pardon me, please like and subscribe, hit notification bell to be notified when we go live next. I will see you all tomorrow, 9:15, 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Until then, please take care and invest